Hello my friends, it is July the 11th of 2022. This video is about a collection update. I've purchased quite a few albums over the last little while, and I'm just going to present those to you and talk to you about them as well. Okay, so let's get right into this. Okay, so coming up first is Shape of Despair with Return to the Void. This album came out in 2022, came out maybe 3-4 months ago. Yeah, I've been a fan of this band for several years now, and so when they had released this album, I was very excited, so I definitely had to get it. Yeah, so they definitely have more of that Funeral Doom sound. It's pretty atmospheric sounding, incredibly dark, very, very slow. Yeah, there's just lots of detail going on. It's fairly complex music. Yeah, great stuff. I really enjoy this band. I really like the mood that this particular style of music evokes. Very good stuff. I highly recommend this band and this particular album right here. Very good stuff. Okay, so that is Shape of Despair with Return to the Void. Screams of Desolation with Under a Pale Moon. This album came out in 2022. I believe it came out about maybe 3-4 months ago, about that. Yeah, so this is a black metal band out of Alabama, USA. I follow this guy on Instagram, and yeah, he's put out a bunch of releases so far, and so yeah, I wanted to support him, and so I decided to purchase this album from him. Yeah, it's pretty dark and very grim sounding stuff. It's a one-man black metal band as well, and yeah, pretty grim stuff here. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Check this band out, okay? Give him a follow on Instagram, all right? So that is Screams of Desolation with Under a Pale Moon. Marilyn Manson with The Best Of. This came out in 2004. Yeah, so obviously I've been familiar with Marilyn Manson for a long time. And yeah, I never purchased anything from him. I've never owned a Marilyn Manson album, so I finally decided, you know, I'm just going to get a Best Of from him. Let's get a Best Of, and yeah, I actually enjoy this a fair bit. I have listened to this album quite a bit. I've never been the biggest Marilyn Manson fan, but I finally decided, you know what, let's just get one of his albums, and yeah, there's quite a few good songs on here, and yeah, I may end up purchasing some other albums from Marilyn Manson as well, but yeah, good stuff. Okay, so that is Marilyn Manson with The Best Of. Alright, so this is a band I have purchased quite a few albums from them over the last little while, so I have a bunch of albums from them here I'm going to show you. This particular band I've gotten really heavily into. They're one of the main bands that I listen to nowadays. Over the past couple of months especially, I listen to this band every day, and I just absolutely love their style. Really enjoy their music so much, and yeah, they have definitely become one of my top favorite bands, that's for sure. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost. Okay, alright, this album right here is Paradise Lost. This is Icon. This album came out in 1993. I just got this album about 3-4 days ago, so I haven't even listened to it at all. I have heard a little bit of the music on this particular album. I have listened to some of it online, but yeah, I haven't actually put this album in my CD player yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm certain that I will enjoy this album because everything else that I've heard so far from them, I've enjoyed so much. Okay, so yeah, great stuff. I'm very happy to have this particular album in my collection. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost with Icon. Paradise Lost, Draconian Times. This album came out in 1995. This one I have been listening to pretty regularly as of lately, and yeah, I really enjoy it quite a bit. This is a pretty well-known album by Paradise Lost. A lot of fans of them really enjoy this album, so yeah, I definitely had to get this one in my collection. Yeah, I mean, of course I want to get all their albums, but yeah, I'm just sort of gradually getting all their albums. Okay, yeah, great stuff. I really enjoy this one. This is pretty good. I've been listening to it pretty regularly, so yeah, really enjoy this one. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost with Draconian Times. Alright, Paradise Lost with Ain Requiem. This album came out in 2007. Yeah, this album I've listened to a lot. I've listened to it quite a bit, and I really enjoy this album so much. This is definitely one of my favorite albums over the last little while, and Yeah, it's just great. I would say I would give it like a 10 out of 10. It's just fantastic. It's just a very consistent album. Lots of very good songs in here. Lots of very well written songs, and yeah, I like this album so much. Really good stuff. Okay, yeah, I highly recommend this one. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost with the In Requiem. Paradise Lost with Faith Divides Us, Death Unites Us. This album came out in 2009. I've listened to this one a fair bit, not as much as, let's say, in Requiem, but I've listened to it a fair bit, so I still need to listen to it more. But what I've heard so far, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is an album that I will definitely get into quite a bit more. I've listened to it a fair bit, but not as much as I would like to. But yeah, really good stuff. Very solid Paradise Lost album right here. Yeah, excellent stuff. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost with Faith Divides Us, Death Unites Us. Paradise Lost with the Tragic Idol. This album came out in 2012. Yeah, I just got this album about a week ago maybe, so I haven't listened to it that much. I've listened to it a fair bit. I was listening to it today actually, and yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy this one. This is an album that I will definitely get much more heavily into, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting deeper into this album. Good stuff. Yeah, very impressive album right here. Really enjoy this one. Okay, so that is Paradise Lost with the Tragic Idol. Okay, and the last Paradise Lost album that I have here is Paradise Lost with the Plague Within. This came out in 2015. This album is just phenomenal. Another 10 out of 10. This is an album that I've listened to so much over the past while. This album and In Requiem I've listened to so much, and yeah, I mean, I'm just absolutely blown away by this album. It's very good. Yeah, just so many great songs on this one. Again, it's just a very consistent album. Well written, well produced. Everything about it is just fantastic. It's just heavy and dark and angry. Yeah, excellent musicianship here. Lots of hooks, lots of very memorable songs. Great stuff. I really enjoy this one so much. This is one of the best albums that I've heard in quite a long time. Okay, so yeah, that is Paradise Lost with the Plague Within. I highly recommend this one. Okay. Alright, so the next album here is My Dying Bride with introducing My Dying Bride. This album came out in 2013. This is sort of like not necessarily like a best of, but just a collection of songs to sort of introduce people to My Dying Bride. And yeah, so My Dying Bride are a band that I've been wanting to get more heavily into. I mean, they definitely have more of that gothic metal sound, kind of similar to like Paradise Lost. They're oftentimes compared to Paradise Lost and some other bands as well. But yeah, so I've been meaning to get more heavily into My Dying Bride. I've listened to this one a little bit so far, not so much, but I'm going to definitely get much more heavily into this album, and yeah, get more heavily into My Dying Bride, because what I've heard so far I've enjoyed quite a bit, but I'm not too familiar with them though, so yeah, it'd be nice to. I'm really looking forward to getting more into their discography, and this album right here will definitely help me get more heavily into their discography. So yeah, great stuff. Okay, My Dying Bride, great band, such a legendary band. Okay, so that is My Dying Bride with introducing My Dying Bride. Okay, and the last album, or albums I suppose you could say, is this one right here. This is Typo Negative with the Complete Roadrunner Collection. Okay, so this is a 6 CD set. The 6 albums that they released with Roadrunner Records, their first 6 albums. Their 7th and final album they did not release with Roadrunner, so this is their first 6 that they had released with Roadrunner. You know, Typo Negative are a band that I've just gotten so heavily into. I just absolutely love them so much, and for whatever reason, I never got into them when I was younger, but over the past while, especially this year, or the past about 6 months or so, I've gotten so heavily into them, and I don't know why I never got really that much into them when I was younger, but yeah, I just absolutely love their music so much, and I listen to them regularly. I would say Paradise Lost and Typo Negative are the 2 main bands that I've been listening to now, and yeah, just such great bands. And again, Typo Negative definitely has more of that gothic metal type of sound, and unfortunately they're no longer around. Haven't been around since I guess about 2010. Peter Steele, who was one of the main members of the band, the vocalist and the bassist and the main songwriter of the band, he passed away back in 2010. Unfortunately, I think he was about 48 years old, and yeah, very tragic. But yeah, I just love this band so much. And yeah, so this like a CD, a 6 CD set right here. So it has all their albums, Slow, Deep and Hard, The Origin of the Feces, Bloody Kisses, October Rust, World Coming Down, and Life is Killing Me. So yeah, it's their first 6 albums. It's all in paper sleeves, which I'm not terribly thrilled about, but yeah, for the price, I think I paid about $30. So yeah, the price was just fantastic. And yeah, and I will eventually get all their albums on jewel case. I would definitely like to get all their albums on jewel case, but this will definitely tie me over until then. And yeah, so like I said, paper sleeves, it's maybe not the best quality, but all the albums are here. And yeah, I'm definitely thrilled about getting into these albums much more deeply. I've been listening to them pretty steadily over the past few days. I only got this 6 CD collection about 3-4 days ago, maybe. So yeah, I've been listening to it pretty steadily, and I will be listening to it much more steadily over the next while, that's for sure. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to these albums much more deeply. Okay, so yeah, Typo Negative, what an incredible band. Okay, absolutely amazing band. So yeah, that is their 6 CD set right here. So that is Typo Negative with the complete Roadrunner collection. Okay, so those are some recent albums that I've purchased, and yeah, I absolutely love these albums. I'm definitely thrilled to have them in my collection, and I highly recommend them as well. Okay, all right, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'm always curious to know what you guys think, and I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really truly appreciate it. Okay, so take care, my friends. Cheers.